Dear all, this video gives you an idea about transmission lines and its basic equations. So when you consider any communication system, to interconnect points which are distance apart, we need a transmission line. That is, when you consider connection between a transmitter and its antenna or antenna and the receiver. So when, for example, if you consider the TV transmission system, you have an antenna, that is a dish antenna on your terrace, and the signals has to be received by the receiver. So in this case, it is connected using a transmission line. So whenever we are dealing with interconnection of points in a communication system, we have to use transmission lines. So this intermediate distance between two points may become an appreciable fraction of wavelength being propagated at high frequency. So it is important to know about transmission lines because transmission lines are almost used for connecting a transmitter and its antenna, and it is an integral part of the antenna system. So when you consider transmission lines, so what do you mean by transmission line? So transmission lines are a means to convey electrical signals of power between two points separated appreciably in distance. So when you consider transmission line, it can be considered as a mechanism of guiding electrical energy from one place to another. So now it can also be considered as used for conveying RF power. So different examples of transmission lines are parallel wire type, coaxial or hollow rectangular waveguide. So let us see what you mean by a transmission line. So when you consider our regular electrical systems, they operate at 50 Hertz. So they are also known as lump circuits because you have resistors, capacitors and inductors involved in the circuit, and usually it neglects any time delays. But when you are considering transmission lines, it follows distributed circuit theory. So that means that we account for propagation and time delays. So the components are distributed over the entire circuit. So whenever we are considering the length of the line is significant compared with the wavelength, then we have to use transmission line theory. So in case of transmission lines, we are dealing with very high frequencies, that is around 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. So here we have to use the principle of distributed circuit theory. So now let us see what you mean by a transmission line. So now this is how the transmission line will look like. So this is the sending end. So here you have the generator which generates the electromagnetic signals, and then that is transmitted to the conductor. So this is the conductor. You have conductor over here, and then the signal is transmitted to the receiving end. And the length of the line what we are considering here is very long length of the line. It will be very large length. So now let us see how do we model this transmission line. So when you consider a conductor, any conductor will have a resistance and capacitance associated with it. That is, resistance means it models the power dissipation. So when you're considering any length of the line, so it will have a certain length and diameter. So when you're considering certain length and diameter, so it will have some resistance and inductance. So here resistance models the power dissipation. So this transmission line can be modeled in terms of its as this is a conductor, so it will have some power dissipation. So this has to be modeled using different parameters. So first element that we have to consider is distributed resistance. So we can model it using R delta Z, so which accounts the power dissipation. And similarly, when you are considering the conductor, it will have some magnetic field that surrounds the conductor, which is accounted by using the inductance. So here we have shown the distributed inductance. Similarly, when you consider, as these wires are separated by a medium known as dielectric, so that this dielectric will not be perfect in its insulation and hence current leaks through it. So that has to be accounted. So this leakage of current through the dielectric is represented by the shunt conductance. Similarly, the electric field in the dielectric between the conductors is accounted by using capacitance. So as it is between the conductance what you are considering, so it will be parallel to the conductor. So we have parallel elements G, which means conductance, and C, which means capacitance. And the series elements are resistance and inductance. So this is how the general model of the transmission line will look like. So this is at a point when you consider this is how the elements will be. So now distributed circuit theory means, so all these elements will be distributed across the conductor till the end of the line. So here we can denote it as, so the same elements can be considered for the entire line. So here this indicates, this denotes that it is a long line, and at some point we have considered what would be the model of the transmission line. So this is the general diagram for the transmission line. So here we have denoted, so series elements will be R and L and parallel elements will be G and C. So the power dissipation and magnetic field are taken into account by using resistance and inductance, and the losses through the conductor is considered using G and C. So this is how the general diagram looks like. So here the voltage we can consider it as V of. So we have to consider also with respect to time what will be the variation. So all the parameters voltage and current are represented as a function of Z. Z is the distance and T is the time. Similarly, incremental length. So incremental length is denoted by V of Z plus delta Z T, and similarly current over here. Now we have to find out what will be the equation or the basic transmission line equations. So now if you consider this loop over here, so by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, the summation of the voltage drop around this central loop, if you are considering, so this loop if you consider, so applying the voltage drop, voltage law, Kirchhoff voltage law, this can be written as V of Z T is equal to I Z T into R delta Z plus L delta Z into, so inductance is related to current by L into dou I by dou T. So here similarly relating it, it can be written as L delta Z into dou I of Z T by dou T plus here the voltage which is V of Z plus delta Z comma T. So Z plus delta Z means it is the incremental length what we have considered. We are considering here this much is Z means little incremental length we have denoted by delta Z, and this indicates the length is a long line what we have considered. So this is how we write this equation. Now next we can write V of Z plus delta Z T. So this can be written as, so this is the voltage at an incremental length. So that will be equal to voltage at Z plus incremental differential of, we can write it. So generally we can write it as V of ZT plus dou V of ZT by dou Z into delta Z. That is the voltage at Z plus what would be the voltage differential with respect to Z. So this will give you the incremental length voltage. So now if you substitute this equation 2 in equation 1, So we can directly substitute it because at the end of the equation we had v of z plus delta z. So instead of that we will just substitute this over here. So we will get this equation. So the same equation, just we have replaced v of z plus delta z comma t by this part. So it becomes this equation. Now from this equation, if you find out what is dou v of z t by dou z into delta z, so this part will be equivalent to, so this terms will get cancelled, these two terms will get cancelled. So what is remaining will be I of, so taking this term to this side, this will be equivalent to minus of I z t r delta z plus L delta z into dou I of z t by dou t. So now in order to make this equation little more simpler, dividing equation 3 by delta z and just omit the arguments z comma t. So we obtain it as dou v by dou z, that is just remove this part and delta z will get cancelled as we are dividing it by delta z. So all this delta z will be cancelled and just reducing the equation, instead of writing I of z comma t, we'll just write I. So this equation becomes dou v by dou z is equal to minus of Ri plus L into dou I by dou t. So this is one equation, that is for voltage with respect to Z. Now again considering the transmission line, now writing the Kirchhoff's current law at point B, if you consider, so sum of the currents entering is equal to sum of the currents leaving. So entering currents over here is I of z comma t, so that is equal to Ig plus Ic plus I of z plus delta z comma t. So now I of zt, so now here these currents can be replaced in terms of voltages. So we can write this as Ig, means it can be written as, so G means it is similar to reciprocal of R. So V into G it happens. So V of Z plus, here you can see that V of Z plus delta T into G of, this is G delta Z plus capacitance. So capacitance current, how it is related is C into dou V of Z plus delta Z comma T by dt, and similarly this is related as I of Z plus delta Z T. So now again we can replace this equation V of Z plus delta Z comma T, we have written it in equation 2. So replace it with this part with V of Zt. Similarly here also replace it with V of Zt equation, and similarly I voltage also, how we wrote this for voltage, similarly we are writing it for current also, that is I of Z comma T plus dou I of Zt by dou Z. Now again to simplify this, divide equation by delta Z and then omit Z comma T and assume delta Z is equal to 0. Then we obtain the equation as, again we will obtain it as dou I by dou Z is equal to minus of Gv plus C into dou V by dou T. Now next step is differentiate equation 4 with respect to Z. So that is the simplest equation. So differentiate it with respect to Z. So it becomes dou square V by dou Z square is equal to, we had R into I. So dou I by dou Z plus dou I by dou T we were having. So dou I by dou Z. So substituting dou I by dou Z from equation 6, already we know what is equation 6. So if you substitute it, so dou square V by dou Z square is equal to, just substitute for dou I by dou Z. So the equation becomes G plus RC into dou V by dou T plus L into dou by, so this is dou I by dou Z, GV plus C into dou V by dou T. So this can be simplified and written like this, that is just taking dou V by dou T common. So we will obtain it as RC plus GL plus LC into dou square V by dou T square. Now similarly differentiating equation 6 with respect to Z. So we can again write it as same equation. We have differentiated it with respect to z. So we obtain this as the equation. Again substitute dou v by dou z, similar way how we did it previous time. So we will obtain the equation like this. So here substituting, so here we have again dou v by dou z we have substituted here. So that is equivalent to minus of Ri plus L into dou I by dou t. So substitute here and here. So same thing is substituted. Again simplify the equation. So once you simplify, you obtain it like this, that is dou square I by dou z square is equal to Rgi plus Rc plus Gl into dou I by dou t plus Lc into dou square I by dou t square. General equations. Now next let us write it as with respect to instantaneous line voltage and current. So if you are considering instantaneous line voltage and current, the same equation can be written in terms of exponential. That is, voltage can be written as real part of V of z into e raised to j omega t. Similarly, I of zt can be written as real part of I of z into e raised to j omega t. Then dou v by dou z can be written as dou v of z by dou z into e raised to j omega t. That is, differentiating this equation with respect to z. Similarly, dou I by dou t can be written as I of z into e raised to j omega t into j omega. So now this is the equation. So now what we have to do is we have got the general equation. So in those general equations, we have to replace the voltage and current with respect to the instantaneous line voltage and current. So here in this equation we have dou v by dou z and dou I by dou t. So that is why we have found out here dou v by dou z and dou I by dou t. So substitute these two in equation. So we obtain it as like this. So just replace voltage and current in terms of the instantaneous voltages and currents. So now this can be simplified and written as e raised to j omega t is common. So here this can be written as minus of r plus j omega L into I of z. So this R plus J omega L is known as series impedance and its unit is ohms per unit length and we denote it as Z. This can be easily remembered because if you consider the transmission line figure, you can see that the components which are in series are R, resistance and inductance L. So we can easily remember it by just remembering the diagram. So the series elements were R and L. So the series impedance will be R plus j omega L. Now again differentiating the previous equation. So this is how we obtain it. Instead of this we can write it as minus of Z into I of Z. Similarly, shunt admittance, that is the parallel elements. Parallel elements we had G and C. So shunt admittance Y will be equal to G plus j omega C. Now here also if you find out similar way, so you will obtain the equation as dou of I of Z by dou Z is equal to minus Y into V of Z. Now again if you differentiate equation 9, so this is equation 9 with respect to Z, we obtain it as dou square V by dou Z square is equivalent to, so differentiating twice. So the same equation dou square V of Z by dou Z square into e raised to j omega t, and with respect to t the same equation if you do, e raised to j omega t has to be differentiated. So you will obtain it as e raised to j omega t into j omega. So this is to find out, we have to replace our general differential equations with the instantaneous voltage and current equations. So now next will be, so this is your equations. So here we have to replace the voltages and currents with the instantaneous equation. So here we have dou square V by dou Z square. So that we have to find out. So dou square V by dou t square, here we have this component. So that if you find out, that will be equivalent to V of Z into e raised to j omega t into j omega the whole square. And similarly, so we can write this as j omega is j square. J square is minus 1. So minus of v of z into e raised to j omega t into omega square. Similarly, so now if you use equations 15, 16 and 17 in this equation, that is we have to replace dou square v by dou z square, dou v by dou t and dou square v by dou t square. So we will be obtaining this equation. So just replace each of the elements. V should be replaced by v of z into e raised to j omega t. Dou v by dou t should be replaced. So each element if you replace, this is how you obtain it. And then next we have to simplify it. So once you simplify, you will be obtaining this equation. So this can be written as, this equation can be written as R is common. So R into G plus J omega C plus J omega L into G plus J omega C. So this can be written as R plus J omega L into G plus J omega C into V of Z. So that is given as ZY into V of Z. So this is the second order equation. So this ZY, we call it as propagation constant. So propagation constant is denoted as gamma. That is giving you the it's a measure of how the wave is propagating through the wave transmission line. So gamma will be equivalent to root of Z into Y, series impedance and shunt admittance, or else this can be written as alpha plus J beta. That is attenuation constant. Alpha is known as attenuation constant and beta is known as phase constant. Altogether we call it as propagation constant. So this is the final equation. Dou square V of Z by dou Z square is equal to gamma square into V of Z. And similarly, if you solve for the other equation, we will be obtaining this equation, that is in terms of current. So this is second order differential equation. So these are the transmission line equations in phasor form of the frequency domain, which are also known as second order differential equations. So we can also write these equations like this. It is just taking it to the left hand side. So this will look like a second order differential equation. So if you solve for ordinary second order differential equations, we will have the solutions can be written as V of Z is equivalent to V plus into e raised to minus gamma Z plus V minus into e raised to gamma Z. Similarly, current can be written as I plus into e raised to minus gamma Z plus I minus into e raised to plus gamma Z. So this is like just like how you find the solutions for differential second order differential equations. So the general equation will be a constant into e raised to the term will be appearing. So here V plus V minus I plus I minus are all constants and gamma is the propagation constant. So these are the solutions for the differential equations given or solutions of the transmission line. So now if you are considering for lossless line, that is R is, so lossless line means there are no losses. So that means that no losses means the components accounting for losses is resistance and conductance. So that means R equal to G is equal to 0 if you consider. So what will be the equations? So these are the general equations what we have derived now. So in this we have to just substitute R and L is equal to 0. So if you substitute R and L equal to 0, dou V by dou Z will be equivalent to, so here we are substituting just R and L 0. So that will be equivalent to J omega into L into I. And similarly, that is we are considering V of Z. So here R and G has become 0 means this is the equation. Then dou I by dou Z will be minus J omega C into V. Similarly, dou square V by dou Z square will be this equation. This we can easily obtain it just by substituting R and G equal to 0. Similarly, dou square I by dou Z square will be omega minus omega square into LCI. So these are the equations for the lossless line. So do share, subscribe to the channel for latest updates.